With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, I now declare that all the judges, Honorable judges have assembled. With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, may I now request your Lordship to commence your Lordship's speech.
My esteemed sister Justice Vijaya Lakshmi ji, esteemed sister and brother judges, Lord Advocate General Sri S.C. Ram, Sri Janaki Rami Reddy, President EP High Court Advocates Association, Sri Ghanta Rama Rao, Chairman Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh, Additional Advocate General, Deputy Solicitor General, Public Prosecutor, Law Officers, Senior Advocates and respected members of the Bar, members of Judicial Fraternity, Registrar General and Officers of the Registry, respected family members of Sister Justice Vijaya Lakshmi and other honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. We have gathered here to bid farewell to Sister Justice Kongara Vijaya Lakshmi as she is demitting the office today as judge of this court. She was born to late Sri Gullapalli Venkateswara Rao and late Srimati Gullapalli Sita Ratnam, married to Sri Kongara Parthasarathi and blessed with two sons, namely Ratan and Teju. She pursued her law from C.R. Reddy Law College, Eluru, and LLM from Osmania University. She excelled in law examinations and secured medal from Andhra University. She was awarded with decennial celebration prize from Andhra University and also a certificate of merit from C.R. Reddy Law College for securing highest marks in different subjects. She also received Pullabhatla Paraya Sastri Memorial Prize for securing highest marks in Transfer of Property Act subject. She had a very versatile experience in the profession and was endowed with the opportunity of working with legal luminaries before she became a judge of the High Court of Andhra Pradesh. She was enrolled with the Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh in 1985 and joined the office of Honorable Sri Justice S. Parthav Rao Garu, Advocate, as he then was, and continued in this said office till his elevation in 1990. Sister Justice Vijaya Lakshmi worked as Assistant Government Pleader from 1991 to 95 and as Government Pleader from 1996 to 2004. While she was Government Pleader, she was attached to the office of Additional Advocate General of Andhra Pradesh during the period 1996 to 1997, when Honorable Sri Justice Chirameswar Garu, former Judge of Supreme Court of India, was the Additional Advocate General. She also had the benefit of working as Government Pleader attached to the office of Advocate General during the tenure of reputed Senior Counsel Sri Venkataramaiah Garu and Sri D. Prakash Reddy. Working as part-time lecturer in Mufazzama College of Law, Hyderabad, is another feather in her cap. The invaluable services rendered by Sister Justice Vijaya Lakshmi as chairperson of the Juvenile Justice Committee are highly commendable. The committee has undertaken a lot of groundwork and showed its deep concern to protect the minor girls and children from sexual abuse. The efforts of the committee headed by Sister Justice Vijaya Lakshmi to create awareness about good touch and bad touch among the children and parents by brochures and posters displayed at schools, hostels, hospitals, public places like parks, exhibitions, public transports, etc., and suggestions to the government officials to provide CCTV cameras in all schools and hostels are highly laudable, as it is great service to the society. She is a judge having practical approach to the problem brought before the court. She always strives to do substantial justice to the parties in the list. With her vast experience working with renowned personalities, she contributed a lot on judicial side as well as on administrative side. The judgment penned by her show her deep concern over the rights of the individuals and sense of doing substantial justice. While deciding cases, she never adopted a pedantic approach and always tried to do complete justice to the parties. In the matter of B. Ramakoteswara Rao, she observed that deputation to a non-equivalent post which is in the lower cadre than the post held by the petitioner is arbitrary. The proposition laid down in the judgment clearly depicts her concern for the dignity of the employee who was forced to work in a post which is in the lower cadre than the post held by him. In the matter of Captain Paida Janardhana Reddy, she refused to accept the plea of availability of alternative remedy of filing a suit and allowed the petition on the basis of facts admitted in between the parties. Her endeavor on the bench was always to shorten the litigation and avoid a situation which would multiply the litigation. She is a true judge in the sense that her pursuit always was to do justice to the litigant rather than merely deciding the case. This style of functioning always brought accolades to her, and all of us must salute her for the efforts made by her to adhere to the oath taken. During the tenure of 5 years as judge of this court, she disposed of around 9,700 cases. We hope retirement brings her the opportunity to pursue other aspects of life in which she is interested. We also hope that her knowledge and wisdom shall be utilized by the legal fraternity. Though Justice Vijaya Lakshmi is leaving today from the institution, she will always remain in our hearts, and I, on my own behalf and on my behalf of brother and sister judges, wish her and her family members all the very best. Thank you.
With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, may I now request the Land Advocate General, High Court of Andhra Pradesh, to deliver his speech on behalf of legal fraternity.
My Lords, the Honorable the Chief Justice, my Lord Justice Vijaya Lakshmi, my Lords Honorable Judges, President Bar Association, Chairman Bar Council, Deputy Solicitor General, the public prosecutors, family members of Justice Vijaya Lakshmi, and senior counsel, members of the bar, registrars, and the community. A student career with so many firsts and so many medals, and the diversity in her proficiency known by her medals in constitutional law, Hindu law, Transfer of Property Act, IPC, CPC, and perhaps they stopped giving medals after this. And soon after completing a graduation, joining a strict disciplinarian, as we all knew, Justice Parvatrao Garu, and excelling in the company of a few more names in the same office, such as Mr. Simhadri, who was a designated senior counsel, Mr. K.S. Murthy, another designated senior counsel, Mr. Kodanram, who later on went on to become a judge. And it's very clear that you did not let Justice Vijaya Lakshmi, any of your colleagues, to vitiate your understanding or to keep on your sense of innocence around you, because the compelling personalities of the colleagues around us can sometimes sway us into believing their way or opining in the manner they would. The career spanning about 15-16 years on the government side can create a sense of viewing a perspective or having a viewpoint from the prism of the respondents that you mostly appeared for during the initial phase of your career, but the packed court hall today would tell you that you have the respect unanimous of all sections of the bar about the manner in which you conducted yourself in the court hall and the measure with which you held the scales of justice even. I had appeared on quite a few occasions in my Lord Justice Vijaya Lakshmi's court. It would be a mistake if a lawyer considers her positive smile or a pleasant disposition as a walkthrough in a court. Her understanding of the subject matter was sharp. There would be only a couple of questions which could both be empowering and disarming, depending on who you are appearing for. And her deep understanding of the subject matter is reflected in 3 or 4 matters which span public law, in a couple of tenders matters in which I appeared and I was on the losing side, and in one of the criminal law matters in which your lordship's judgment now on multiple FIRs is now quoted in all the high courts amongst the pantheon of the judgments, starting with T.T. Anthony's case. And the judgment in the Koteshwara's case, as my Lord the Chief Justice had indicated, and also the judgments in the educational reimbursements matters and the other matters of public law remedy, your lordships clearly understood the limits of judicial review while not hesitating to interfere if the decision-making process had been vitiated by any of the flaws that could affect a decision maker's decision making. Diversity in the composition of the bench has been a long spoken topic. A lot of us speak platitudes about many of the advantages that come with a diverse composition of the bar. And with Justice Vijaya Lakshmi sitting in the court hall and judging matters, we had a sitting embodiment of the sensitivity to otherwise routine matters and the understanding and the compassion with which all the causes were judged. And I have absolutely no fear of contradiction if I view her judging as a judge in the quintessential mode who would judge only causes and not the messengers who bring the causes before the court. And the absolute detachment with which the learned judge would deal with the subject matters with always a smile. And a very teacher-like Pudan. Only in the biodata now I knew that she was a teacher of law in Mufakamja College of Law. I was wondering where from this teacher-like stern putting down would come to her disposition in court. Obviously, her career has done a great bit of molding her personality, and working with illustrious names, as the learned Chief Justice had pointed out, the Advocate General, then two former Additional Advocates General, Judge of the Supreme Court, have really entrenched deep into her understanding the working of the system of law and the working of administration of justice. Well, I have had a personal and a very nurturing viewpoint from her side. I should say, as an elder sister, you tried your best to civilize me. I know I have failed you, but I need to assure you that I am a work in progress, and someday I will join the mainstream of civilization. On the eve of your demitting office, they are very grateful and an acknowledging bar wishes Justice Vijaya Lakshmi all the very best in the pursuits after office. And we all saw for ourselves today the composition of audience in the first court towards the left corner, where we had family members of the learned judge watching with rapt attention the proceedings of the court. And I went to her to tell her and reminded her that the mother-in-law never ceases to exist. You bound and captived your daughters-in-law in court hall today, and knowing very little that I came to know of your family members, I think it's a family well nurtured in the kindness and the compassionate space. And it's never too difficult for a judge to be traditional, to be a mother, to be a sister and a mother-in-law, and at the same time performing no less when compared to the rest of the brethren. Your responsibilities as a judge, your personality, unassuming and almost under the radar as it would be, should be seen as a beacon for many judges who would follow you, ma'am. And for myself, not seeing you in court hall would be a loss that I will deal with in my own way. But I'm sure I join the bar when we convey to you our best wishes in your post-retirement life. And given your rich experience and interaction with the members of the bar and also with the system, we will not let you go very far from us. May God bless you. May God bless your family members, and may the kind and the likes of Justice Vijaya Lakshmi continue to abound. May God bless you.
With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, may I now request the Land President of Bar Association, High Court of Andhra Pradesh, to deliver his speech on behalf of legal fraternity.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Justice Srimati Kongara Vijaya Lakshmi garu, Honorable Judges, family members of Justice Srimati Kongara Vijaya Lakshmi garu, Land Advocate General, Honorable Chairman Bar Council of AP, Land Public Prosecutor, Land Deputy Solicitor General, law officers of the state, land senior advocates, colleague advocate friends. Today we have assembled here to bid farewell to the Honorable Justice Srimati Kongara Vijaya Lakshmi garu on her retirement. My Lord was born on 20th September 1960 to late Sri Gollapalli Venkateshwar Rao and late Srimati Gollapalli Sitaratnam at Nandigama, Krishna district. My Lord is married to Sri Kongara Parthasarathi and is blessed with 2 sons. My Lord, after completion of graduation, did her BL from Kattamanchi Ramalinga Reddy College, Yellow, and LLM from Usman University. As a student in the college, my Lord is a meritorious and obtained so many awards for different subjects. My Lord is the 3rd judge from Kattamanchi Ramalinga Reddy Law College after A.V. Sheshashayi garu, sitting judge of this court, and Justice M. Satyanarayana Murthy garu, who retired very recently. My Lord was enrolled at the then Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh on 12th July 1985 and joined in the office of the then Sri Justice S. Parvatarao garu and worked with him from 1985 to 1990. Thereafter appointed as Assistant Government Pleader for the period 1991 to 1995 and as Government Pleader from January 1996 to May 2004. And during this period, my Lord was attached to the office of the then Additional Advocate General, High Court of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Justice Chalameshwar garu, Judge Supreme Court of India. My Lord, as a government pleader, also attached to the other offices, that is the then Advocate General, late Sri Venkatramaya garu, from June 1997 to March 1998, and also in the office of the then Additional Advocate General, D. Prakash Reddy garu. My Lord was also worked as government pleader independently for Roads and Buildings Department and also for arbitration. My Lord also worked as a part-time lecturer in Makafunja College of Law, Hyderabad between 1995 to 1996. Later, appointed as a permanent judge of the High Court of Judicature at Hyderabad for the combined High Court on 21st September 2017, that is the very next day of her birthday. In the course of her judicial career, my Lord delivered number of landmark judgments. Just now the Honorable Chief Justice referred one of the finest judgment, that is Captain Peda Janardhan Reddy and another versus State of AP. It is one of the finest judgment delivered while entertaining writ jurisdiction. My Lord passed an order wherein a fraudulent sale deed executed was set aside, invoking writ jurisdiction without relegating the parties to approach civil court. In fact, a sale deed can only be set aside by invoking Section 31 of the Specific Relief Act by a competent civil court, but when the fraud was apparent and visible, my Lord decided the matter under Article 226 of the Constitution of India. The entire legal fraternity and parties praised the commendable initiative took in issuing such guidelines. In another important judgment, Polanki Swami Kumar versus NTR University of Health Sciences, my Lord held that absence of a provision for revaluation cannot be a shield for the examiner to arbitrarily evaluate the answer scripts, and it would be against the very concept for which revaluation is impermissible. And finally directed the University of Health Sciences to evaluate the mark scripts once again. While summing up, I refer a quote by great philosopher Confucius. I quote, "The superior human is modest in speech, but exceeds in action." And this is squarely applicable to my Lord Justice Srimati Kongara Vijaya Lakshmi garu. My Lord has also encouraged moral and confidence in the young lawyers and also the women advocates in profession by giving appropriate legal environment in her court hall. My Lord always conveyed and implemented access to fast and expeditious disposal of cases. My Lord's extraordinary intellect and a desire to decide even the most complex and difficult issues are reflected in the judgments. As my Lord is demitting this August office, we would miss the presence in 12th court from tomorrow. During her Lordship's tenure, a special place is created in the hearts of every member of legal fraternity, and we are thankful for every endeavor that her Lordship has made in upholding the rule of law, and also for keeping good relationships between bar and bench. I, on behalf of the Andhra Pradesh High Court Advocates Association, wish you a very happy retired life and pray God Almighty to grant long life with good health and happiness to Honorable Justice Srimati Kongara Vijaya Lakshmi.
With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, may I now request the Land Chairman, Bar Council of the State of Andhra Pradesh, to deliver his speech on behalf of legal fraternity.
The Honorable Chief Justice, Justice Prashant Kumar Misraji, the Honorable Judges of the High Court, Justice Vijaya Lakshmi, Parthasarathi Garu and their family members, Land Advocate General, President of the Association, Assistant Solicitor General, Public Prosecutor, Senior Counsels, Registrars and Staff of the High Court, and other advocate friends, ladies and gentlemen. Justice Vijaya Lakshmi Garu, though I have no opportunity to have interaction and observe during her student career, right from joining the profession, I have opportunity to interact and observe closely. In the office of Justice Parvatarao, because my one of friend, Justice Kodandaram, also in that office, I have an opportunity to closely interact with Justice Vijaya Lakshmi. One incident came to my mind. I went to the Osmania University to appear in entrance examination for LLM course. Justice Vijaya Lakshmi Garu is going through the book sitting under a tree. Almost I have snatched that book from her and read only one question, that is immunity to the trade union leader when they act in furtherance of the activity of trade union leader. That is the one question I have gone through in that book. That question is there in the entrance examination. So maybe that made me possible to secure a seat in LLM, and we are there as a classmates in the LLM for 2 years. Thereafter, all of us know that either as a petitioner counsel or representing the state as assistant government pleader to stage of special government pleader in the AG office, she has been in the same mood and temperament. Even after becoming the judge of this honorable court, I never saw losing her temperament. Always cool, calm, and notwithstanding the many occasions, a situation where irritation will be caused, but in spite of that, she maintained the same temperament and managed the court. My Lord is always, we are missing the my Lord, and she always, apart from this, she ever smiling, and she maintained the balance of life very well, which all of us has to learn between career and the family life and everything, either with the friends. Always she maintained that balance of life, which I personally learned so much things. I, on behalf of the advocate fraternity, wish my Lord Vijaya Lakshmi a peaceful, continue to have the same temperament, have a same happy,
life even after retirement. Thank you.
With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, may I now request the Land Deputy Solicitor General, High Court of Andhra Pradesh, to deliver his speech on behalf of legal fraternity.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, Judges of this Honorable Court, My Lord Justice Vijaya Lakshmi Garu, family members of My Lord Justice Vijaya Lakshmi Garu, Learned Advocate General, Chairman Bar Council, President of the Bar Association, the public prosecutors, Central Government Council, State Government Council, learned senior advocates, advocate friends, ladies and gentlemen. My Lord, this is the second consecutive farewell speech for a CRR Law College product. As members of the CRR Law College, my Lord, we always had that oneness feeling whenever we are approaching or appearing. That apart, my Lords has been very kind to the bar. That's the reason why there is an immense response today in the first court. I also have the privilege of arguing the last matter before my Lords today. And my Lords was referring, saying that if she finds time, she'll be able to pass an order. So I will cherish that as an incident in my life, my Lords. And on this retirement day, all that I can say from the bar is that bar will miss an excellent judge who gave a very patient hearing to the bar, never hurt anybody, and also with a smiling face used to refuse giving interim orders whenever the matter doesn't resolve. With these few words, my Lord, I pray the Almighty to grant her all the good health, happiness in her retired life, and I wish, my Lord, all the best in future.
With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, may I now request Honorable Smt Justice Kongara Vijaya Lakshmi to deliver her Ladyship's speech.
The Honorable the Chief Justice, Shri Prashant Kumar Mishraji, Madam Suchetaji, and my esteemed sister and brother judges on the bench, Sri Ram Subramanian, Learned Advocate General, Sri Y. Nagreddy, Learned Public Prosecutor, Sri Dishant Reddy, Learned Additional Public Prosecutor, Learned Government Pleaders, Assistant Government Pleaders, and Standing Counsel, Sri Ponnaval Sudhakar Reddy, Learned Additional Advocate General, Sri K. Janaki Ram Reddy, President, High Court Bar Association, and other office bearers of the association, Sri Ganta Ramarao, Chairman Bar Council of AP, Sri Harna, Deputy Solicitor General of India, Learned Registrar General, and other registrars of the High Court, Member Secretary, AP State Legal Services Authority and staff, Secretary, AP High Court Legal Services Committee and its staff, officers and staff at the registry, respected family members of the Honorable Judges, who are my dear friends, members of press and electronic media, my family members and guests, ladies and gentlemen who have joined this function. I am honored and deeply humbled by the kind and generous words spoken by the Honorable the Chief Justice, the Learned Advocate General, the President of the Bar Association, Chairman Bar Council of AP, and Deputy Solicitor General of India. I wish I deserve them. As I complete my last day on bench, I would again request for best wishes and blessings from all of you present here today for myself and my family. Today, my heart is filled with gratefulness. I am surprised as to how quickly this wonderful journey has come to an end. I believe in destiny and have utmost faith in God, for if not for that, I could have never imagined to be blessed with such great opportunities in life. I acknowledge without hesitation that it has been a rewarding experience which I shall forever cherish. My journey as a lawyer began in 1985, and after 37 years, when I look back, I feel a deep sense of gratitude for everyone who has been a part of my journey. I did my best and was true to my conscience. My heart is filled with satisfaction. I firmly believe that the discipline and hard work taught to me is the foundation for my entire career, which, with utmost faith, I followed till today. My father, late Sri Gullapalli Venkateswarao Garu, persuaded me to choose law, even though I was interested in the teaching profession. It was only because of the blessings of my parents and seniors that I am here today. I was fortunate to receive guidance and blessings from many remarkable personalities who encouraged and mentored me during this journey. My senior and my guru, Hon'ble Sri Justice Parvatrao Garu, retired Judge of the High Court of Andhra Pradesh, and Guru Patni, Srimati Lakshmi Kantamma Garu, have always treated me as one of their daughters. It was there that I learnt through example the high standards of integrity and ethics with which the advocates and judges should conduct themselves. Retired Justice Kodan Ram of Telangana High Court was my colleague at the office of Srinath. And senior counsels Mr. K.S. Murthy and Mr. Simhadri and Mr. Narendra Reddy were my colleagues at the office of Sri S. Parvatrao Garu. I am blessed to have worked as government pleader attached to the office of the then learned Additional Advocate General of Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Sri Justice J. Shalmeshwar Garu, who subsequently retired as a judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. He is one of the great illegal luminaries whose light helps illuminate the jurisprudence of our country. When 6 of us who were sworn in on the same day as judges had met him to take his blessings, he asked us not to do any undue favor to anybody and that we should always strive to serve and strengthen the institution and earn a good name for ourselves. I was also blessed to be associated with the office of the senior counsel, late Sri Venkatramnai Garu, the then Advocate General of Andhra Pradesh. Subsequently, I was attached to the office of the learned Additional Advocate General, Sri D. Prakash Reddy Garu, and was exposed to a variety of work which forced me to learn and grow. I am very grateful to him for the same. It's a matter of great pride for me that the then Chief Justice of AP, Honorable Sri Justice Dilip Babasaheb Bhosle, who retired as Chief of Allahabad High Court, Honorable Sri Justice Ramesh Ranganathan, who retired as Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court, Honorable Sri Justice Gundar Chandrai Garu, who is the present Chairman of the Telangana State Human Rights Commission, were in the collegium that recommended my name for elevation. Sri Justice Ramesh Ranganathan, whose impeccable integrity has greatly inspired me. He is one of the rare species of the institution. May his tribe increase. I would be remiss not to thank the members of the bar for the assistance which they have given me. Although we have differed on occasion, it is said institutions can grow only if there is dissent. We must endeavor to serve society by using ethical means. Remember that success achieved without fair and honest means isn't worth it. The presence of younger members of the bar in court has always pleased me. Arguing a case is a solemn responsibility that requires meticulous preparation. The younger members of the bar should take every opportunity to argue a case to the best of their abilities. I take this opportunity to request all the learned senior members of the bar to encourage and inspire the young advocates to maintain the traditions set by our elders in this noble profession. Senior advocates are gurus who should teach and mentor the junior advocates to shape themselves to become competent advocates and good human beings. Young advocates entering the legal profession require both financial and professional assistance by the senior members. Access to justice should not be reserved only for those who can afford the high fees. I request the members of the bar to take a step forward and repay our societal debt by helping the downtrodden and the voiceless millions of our nation, as the very reason for the existence of this profession is the litigant public. We should not feel apprehensive about the growth of litigation, as it shows greater faith of the public in discharge of my administrative functions. Their support and affection has been a tremendous motivation. I am fortunate to work with Honorable Chief Justice Mishraji, who is a brilliant and compassionate judge. He is a multi-talented person and an extremely humble and positive and down-to-earth gentleman. I thank the Honorable Chief Justice for giving me the opportunity to continue as a member and chairman of the Juvenile Justice Committee of the High Court of Andhra Pradesh. I had the utmost cooperation from my brother, Sri Justice Ramakrishna Prasad, and sister, Srimati Justice Vaddiboyana Sujata, who are the members of this committee. And through this committee, we have overseen the investigation, care and protection, counseling and schooling, rehabilitation of the victim girls of the POCSO Act, and the care and protection of the children under the Juvenile Justice Act. As we have noticed that many of the cases which were registered under the POCSO Act are ending in acquittals, we bestowed our attention and took remedial measures to see that the Act is implemented in its true letter and spirit by constant monitoring the progress of the investigation and trials as the case may be. We gave many guidelines with regard to recording of statements under Section 161 of CRPC read with Section 24 of the POCSO Act and Section 164 of CRPC read with Sections 25 and 26(4) of the POCSO Act. Detailed guidelines were also issued with regard to recording of the statements of the deaf and the mute victims. Strict instructions were also issued to maintain anonymity of the victim. We also sensitized the judicial officers who are trying POCSO cases with regard to strict implementation of the Act. We ensured proper education, psychological counseling, rehabilitation and safety of the victim girls. We held meetings with all the officers concerned for the better implementation of the Act, rehabilitation and prevention of the offense against the children. We ensured that the victim child is given proper medical attention. We also got prepared the posters and brochures depicting good touch and the bad touch and saw that they are displayed in all the schools and public places. We also directed the concerned officials to prepare video modules for telecasting in the local TV channels to create awareness among children and parents and to raise an alarm wherever they sense danger to their safety. We also monitored examining the vulnerable child witnesses and have constantly issued directions in this regard. One victim girl who was forced into prostitution was admitted into a regular school after counseling. At our instant, complaint boxes were also installed in almost all the schools. The boxes also depict the phone numbers for help. Many resolutions were passed and necessary guidelines were issued to the concern by our committee, and all of us have absolute satisfaction with regard to the work done and the various resolutions passed by our committee. Brother Sri Justice Keshav Rao, who was sworn in on the same day as I am, unfortunately passed away. We miss him dearly. Sri Justice Sri Praveen Kumar went an extra mile and saw that the High Court is fully functional from the day of its establishment at Amravati. I was fortunate to share the bench with Honorable Sri Justice Ramesh Ranganathan and Honorable Sri Justice Nagarjun Reddy in the composite High Court of Andhra Pradesh. I learnt a lot from both of them. In the High Court of Andhra Pradesh, I was blessed to share the bench with Honorable Sri Justice Jitendra Kumar Maheshwari, Judge, Honorable Supreme Court of India, and the then CJ of AP, Honorable Justice Arup Kumar Goswami, Chief Justice of Chhattisgarh High Court, and the then CJ of Andhra Pradesh, and Honorable Sri Justice Joy Malia Bakshi, the then Judge of the AP High Court. Sri Justice Joy Malia Bakshi, former Judge of this court, took up the cause of the judges of this court As the chairman of the Domestic Help Rules Committee, and due to his efforts and the efforts of Sri Justice Raghunandan Rao and the learned Advocate General Sri Ram, the GO was issued by the government providing for domestic help to the retired judges. Though I had lot of assistance and support from almost all the judges, I refrained from mentioning each name for time constraint. I would be remiss if I do not mention the unstinted support and long hours put in by the registrars and my personal staff. The registry led by Mr. Lakshman Rao, Registrar General, Mr. Giridhar, Registrar Administration, Mr. Ramakrishna, Registrar Management, Mrs. Sunita, Registrar Vigilance, Mr. Gurnath, Registrar Protocol, performed their duties with most efficiently and with dedication. P. Venkatramana, Joint Registrar, High Court Computer Wing, helped me in picking up batch matters. Mr. Suranath Reddy, Deputy Registrar, Juvenile Justice Committee, gave very valuable assistance to the Juvenile Justice Committee, and without him, it would have been impossible to conduct meetings and pass so many resolutions. We thank him greatly. Mr. A. Suryaprakash Rao, Principal Private Secretary, and Mr. Rudrarup Reddy, Private Secretaries of the Honorable Chief Justice, were invaluable in their service. My personal secretary, Mr. B. Samsevaya, and additional PS, Mr. N. Srinivas Rao, are most reliable and were always around me. My court officer, Mr. D. Babu Rao, is very dedicated and meticulous in his work, and he never gave me any cause for a complaint. My court master, Mr. K. Srinivas, and previous court master, Mrs. U. Sridevi, assistant registrar, have served me well. My record assistant, Mr. M. Chinna Malayatri, and attender Appalaswamy and Shekhar Reddy, my previous attender, deserve a special thank. I know that I have been pushing them hard, but they have happily persevered. My personal staff have been tolerant enough to bear the brunt of my impatience. I am sure, as part of being one family, it's forgotten. I cannot forget to thank my driver, VV Kesini Kumar, who is an all-rounder, and personal staff, Mr. Nukaraju, Mr. V. Ashok, Kamal Singh, and Rohini, Meena Kumari, Fatima, Elias Padma, and Nagaraju, who served me well. I am also thankful to my law clerk, Ms. B. Alekia, and my former law clerk, Sri Sai Panit, for their continued assistance. I am appreciative of the work of my PSOs, Sri Kishore and Sri Vasu. My special thanks to Sri Ramakrishna, Apparo, B. Anil Kumar, D. Suresh Babu, V. Suresh Pani, B. Achyutarao, Mr. Govardhan Reddy, who are the protocol staff of the High Court, who were of great assistance to me. I am thankful for the assistance of officers and staff of J Special, Medicals Section and Telephone Section. Officers and staff of Court Masters Section, Computer Section, Posting Section, Special Officers Section, Library, Stationery, Stores and other sections of the High Court also did their duty meticulously. I am also thankful to Pirusa, Overseer and Posting Clerk, Khan, Bhaskar and other posting clerks. Thanks to the security personnel and lift operators of the High Court. Even though I am confining myself to the aforesaid names, nonetheless, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every officer and member of the High Court staff at each level for their continuous support during my tenure. Now coming to my family members, I had the fullest cooperation from my husband, Pardasarthi Garu, wonderful daughters-in-law, Umashri and Saumya, and sons Ratan and Tejo Ratna, who never interfered with my judicial work. It would not have been possible to reach so far without the relentless support of my family members. I am grateful to my late mother, Sita Ratnam, and brother G. Ramakrishna, sister N. Krishna Kumar, and sister-in-law Padmajajani for all the sacrifices they made for me. My husband has been a pillar of strength and support to me and had always contributed to my achievements. I am looking forward to spending more time with my children and family. I pray that all our lives shine bright with ever-growing happiness and shimmer with countless blessings of Almighty. I take back sweet memories of all of you and feel blessed by the love and affection showered on us. I thank each and every one of you. Jai Hind.
With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, I declare that proceedings are concluded.